Hi everyone, in today's video we are going to see an introduction to ratio related problems and how to solve ratio related problems using models, or in short using Singapore math. We'll take a problem and then try to analyze how to understand ratio from that. The number of stamps with James and Renee is in the ratio 3:2. If they both have 120 stamps altogether, how many stamps does James have? So the first statement, the number of stamps with James and Renee is in the ratio 3:2, which clearly shows that the order of the names that you can see here is James and Renee. James comes first and Renee comes second, is in the ratio 3:2. So how we tie them together is James has 3 units and Renee would have 2 units. So let's draw a model for this statement. James has 3 units and Renee has 2 units. So as per the ratio, this is how we represent that ratio in terms of models here. Now if they both have 120 stamps altogether, so these two together is equal to 120, which means 5 units, a total of 5 units is equal to 120. So 1 unit is 120 divided by 5, which is 24. Now with that, the question would be, how many stamps does James have? So James, if you look at it from the diagram, we can see that James has 3 units and we know that each unit represents 24 stamps. So James would have 3 times 24, which is 72 stamps. So the answer is James has 72 stamps. Now let's take a look at one particular type of ratio problem and see how we can resolve it using model math. 3/8 of the people in a stadium are children. There are 400 more adults than children in the stadium. If the ratio of men to women is 7:3, how many more men than women are there at the stadium? Now take a look at this question. This part, 3/8 of the people in the stadium are children. 3/8 is a fraction, whereas 7:3 is a ratio. Both are mixed here. And taking a look at the first statement, 3/8 of the people in the stadium are children, you see that 3 out of 8 of the people. So if the people is represented by 8 units, out of which 3 units belongs to children. Let's see how we can draw a model to represent this. Totally there are 8 units as shown here. A total of 8 units is here, and that represents the total number of people in the stadium. And out of these 8 units, 3 units represents the number of children at the stadium, which means the remaining is representing adults, that is men or women in the stadium. Now let's draw a model here. Children, as we saw earlier, have 3 units. They are 3 units. And adults, they are represented by 5 units here. And the second statement here is there are 400 more adults than children in the stadium. So this is the more part. Up to this, they are the same. The number of men and women, they are more by 2 units here. And according to this question here, it says that this amount has to be equal to 400. So 2 units is equal to 400, or 2 units represents 400 people or adults in this case. 1 unit is equal to 400 divided by 2, which is 200. So we can see that 1 unit of these is 200. Then how many men and women are there altogether? The ratio is given as 7:3, but we need to find out, before that we need to find out the total number of men and women. So that is given by 5 units. These 5 units represents the total number of men and women at the stadium. And we also know the value of 1 unit, which is 200. So 5 units would be equal to 5 times 200, which is 1000. This is an error here. You have to change this to 1000 actually. Now we go back. If the ratio of men to women is 7:3, what does that mean? Men to women, the same order. Men will take 7 units and women would take 3 units. How many more men than women are there at the stadium? So let's take a look at men. Men actually have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units, and women have 3 units. And we know that in total, how many are there? We have already found out that in total there are 1,000 people or 1,000 adults there, and out of which men has 7 units and women have 3 units. The question is, how many more men than women are there at the stadium? So that represents this portion, which is representing the more portion. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 units. So 4 units is equal to 4 times 100. 4 units is equal to 4 times 100, and before that we have omitted one step, which is if these 10 units together is 1,000, then 1 unit is 1,000 divided by 10, which is 100. So one of these unit here is 100. So 4 units would be 4 times 100, which is 400. So the answer is there are 400 more men than women at the stadium. Hope this helps. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.